I used to think sales was about the gift of gab, and it's not. It's about the gift of listening. Guess what most people expect when they come back from the demo drive? Remember now, we spoke about it. Y'all had great conversation. Y'all were laughing on the demo drive. It was all good. But when you come back, here's where salespeople drop the ball. Sam said it earlier, the purpose of the demo drive is for the customer to fall in love with the vehicle, right? That's where value starts to exceed the price. But here's how salespeople screw it up. You should never make it about price. Literally, you cannot ever make it about price. The customer can every day of the week. They have that right because they're the ones that's really coming out of it. It's not us that should ever make it about price. Our focus has always got to be value and experience and price third to make it fit as best as we can with them. But you can't be price conscious because that's reading somebody's pockets. And how do we know who can afford what and who thinks what is expensive and who don't? So don't try. Okay? You can't make it about price. The customer always will. Price will always be important to all of us as customers. But guess what? When value and the experience exceed the price, price becomes a little bit less relevant. Just a little bit less relevant. Okay? And we've all spent more money for something than we needed to. And we will all do it again. So please understand, it is not about price. You even might hear the customer say, dang, that's high. What should you say if you give a customer a price and they say, whoo, that's high? What should you say? Thank you so much for checking out the video. If you haven't already, please hit that like button because it really helps the channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscription and make sure that you click the notification bell so you'll be updated whenever I release new videos. And last but definitely not least, make sure that you check out the Selling for Success sales training portal. It has sales training courses, audios, videos, manuals, everything you need to catapult your sales results to a whole new level. So remember, check out sellingforsuccess.org, the sales training portal. I'm Brian Maxwell saying again, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you at the top.
I was going to sit there and do nothing.
You say nothing. They didn't ask you a question. That's why I did that. Because that's what salespeople do. A person looks and says, man, I didn't know that was that high. They didn't ask you anything.
They're thinking out loud.
They're thinking out loud. And this is how people screw themselves. For a person to say, man, I didn't know it was that high. What do you think they possibly had to be thinking in their mind to say? What process could they be working through in their mind for them to even say, man, I didn't know it was that high. They're going through in their mind trying to see like, whoa, can I do this? Can I swing this? Man, I didn't know. And they're talking out loud. And what happens is people take foot, put in mouth, and screw self. You only respond to questions. You don't respond to statements. So when somebody says, well, why is that so high?
Well, what makes it so high to you?
What are you comparing it to?
Yeah.
Really is an even better choice. Really? I hear what you're saying. Now, if you're going to acknowledge when somebody asks you a question, as opposed to validating with I understand and crap like that, you can always say, I hear you. Mm-hmm. That's always, and people appreciate it so. I hear what you're saying, but what are you comparing it to that makes you feel this one is high? See, it's all about getting more information. Like, what am I going to start talking about? And I don't even know what they're comparing it to. High to what? Because please understand, especially on the new side, every single dealership in the city and in the state and probably across the country all sells their vehicles for the new vehicles for the same amount, give or take a couple $100. All of them. I'm telling y'all, all of them. Across the board, give or take a couple $100. On the new side, apples for apples, brand new, all of them. Because think about it. Nobody can be the highest price dealership. You know why? They would lose business, they would lose deals and go out of business. Nobody could be the lowest cost dealership. They would lose money, they would go out of business. Everybody is right there. Everybody. Now to the consumers, they might think, oh, because they heard a sales rep say, no, just for y'all, no, it's not. Now on the pre-owned side, that is where things will be variable. Because a customer might come in and trade in a 2020 Lexus that only has 15,000 miles on it. Great condition. Other Subaru stores not going to have that on their pre-owned lot, probably. We will. So where it varies is on the pre-owned side. But on the new side, there's no place they're going to go and just can beat you on the pricing on a new vehicle. Now, you may have some stores that are just trying to move units and swing volume where they will drop price for somebody. But it's not that you can't do that too, or the store can't do it too, but we're not in this just for kicks and giggles and for fun. The name of the game is for you to be able to earn some revenue and take care of your family. Now, the least you will ever make on a deal is $200. And my mom always taught me a half a loaf is better than no loaf. But the objective is build the value in it. And even if you do have to do something with the price, that's never something that you ever offer. Do y'all hear me? You never say, well, let me go get with my managers and see what I can do with that price. It's never you. So when they want to get something better, it's like, man, you know what? I'm going to have to go in there and really go to bat for you on this one. Let me see what I can do. Can't make any promises, but I can promise you this. I will go fight for you.
And then you can go in.
You go in and you talk. Look, man, they want to do this. They might say, well, where they trying to be at, Brian? Can we swing? Can we drop 500? And you know who's losing out on that 500? I'm losing too. And the management is losing. You know what I'm saying? The dealership is going to get their money regardless because they're going to move the unit. They're not. But who's losing? The sales reps. And that's why it's like, listen, making sure you just build with your customers. People don't care. People know you're going to make some commission. And understand this, why are we talking about it? You're going to have times that a customer is going to be sitting there and they're going to say to you, you make commission on this, don't you? And a lot of times sales reps lie and be like, no, I get paid a salary. Don't lie. You get paid for this? Yeah, but there's a caveat or there's a little hiccup in that. I only get paid if I make you happy. So I promise you, I'm going to do everything I can to do that. Is that cool with you? It's the truth. Yeah. It's the truth, isn't it? Think about it. You only get compensated if they're happy enough to drive something home. So somebody say, oh, you get paid a commission? Well, I do, but the only way I earn $1 is if you're happy and you find something that you need and you like. And one thing I can promise you, I'm going to do everything I can to make you as happy as possible and help you find whatever it is you're looking for. Is that okay? What they going to say? No, you better not help me. No, that's another yes I just got right there. And this is a 2-word question that you want to write down. And I highly encourage you to use this when you're asking somebody like, hey, what is it that has y'all out looking for a new vehicle? Or what has you out looking for a replacement or an addition? And they say, well, you know, we needed more space and we just figured we'd get out and about or whatever they say. The next question you should ask is, I hear you, but why now though? So why now? Now, why do you believe that when you ask them, hey, what is it they're looking for? What has them out in search for a vehicle? And they give you these reasons. And you say, yeah, but why now? Why do you think that's a good question? Or why do you think that's a question that I really suggest that you ask? Like, why now? Why is that important to know? Like, why now? What does that do?
It reminds them of the reason they're doing it today.
I mean, that's really, Robert, hit it there. Yeah. What it does, it gets them, because even though they're answering you, because when a person speaks out loud, who hears them? The person that's speaking, but most importantly, themselves. So when you say questions like, yeah, but why now though? You're getting them to say, well, because, and everything they're saying to you is reinforcing it to them. It's a very subtle way to get an individual to reinforce to themselves why they're doing something. That's all, not sales or anything. I want to know. I do that to dealers. Yeah, we want to do this and blah, blah, blah. And you all had thought about this before? Yeah. Okay, well, what is it that motivated y'all to do it now? And I know what I'm doing when I say that because I want to hear them say out loud whatever's drastically happening that has them doing it because it reminds them why we even here. Because please believe, a customer will forget what brought them here with you while they're talking to you. They'll forget that they didn't like that car. They'll forget that they wanted something a little bit more cost affordable. They'll forget that they wanted something with better gas mileage because y'all are sitting there talking and, people get sidetracked. But you ask them that question, it forces them to refocus it and then say it out loud. It says it out loud, okay? Now let me ask you this. If you do say, hey, is anybody, who else going to be riding with you? And they say, well, my wife or my husband and da-da-da-da. What's the next question you think you should ask if they do have a significant other that isn't there?
Are they going to be in on the decision?
Okay, that's the very next thing you need to find out. Because there are times, we call that a one leg. When one part of the couple is there, that's a one leg. Now, the downside of those is that a lot of times a person will use, and I'm not going to even say use, but if the other person isn't there, they'll be hesitant on making a decision sometimes. Okay? Now, remember, everybody has their own internal buying systems. And like if somebody speaks to their significant other, think about what's selling now, and this has happened. A person says they want to talk to the significant other, especially if it's a guy, right? And the sales rep is going to almost insult this man, like, "Oh man, you got to talk to your wife before you make a decision. Did you Did you ever talk to her before you put your shoes on? I've heard that. I've heard stuff like that. That is horrible. Or a woman that says she want to talk to her significant other, and the dude kind of treats like, oh, you got to get approval, huh? What? Like, no. Like, I don't have to get approval for anything that I buy. But anything, like if I'm going to drop $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, I'm going to talk to my wife. I can get it, and I'm the one paying for it, but she can still say, damn, because even though I'm spending it, that's still our money. It has nothing to do with my ego. It has nothing to do with that. It's just about respect. And so by if you try to get me to go against my queen, the woman I laid die to die with, who I would die for, man, you couldn't, we done. And the same thing happens. So when somebody tells you there's a significant other, the best thing you need to do is just be like, okay, well, do they know, like a good question to ask is, do they know, where do they think you are right now? That's a great, where do they think you are? And they'll say, and why do you think I said, where do they think you are versus do they know you're here?
Because that person might be doing it to surprise them.
Well, but
one's less accusatory.
Think about the types of questions we've been talking about. So why would I say, do they know you're here, or where do they think you are?
Open versus closed.
Right, open versus closed, right. Do they know where you are? Nope, that doesn't help me. Hey, what do they think you're doing right now? And you're just, well, they know I'm here. Oh, okay, so let me ask you this question. If you find something that you like, are you the judge and the jury? And I'll ask you, you know what I'm saying? So if you find something that you really like, is this something you want them to be here for or get their input, or are you the judge and jury? And they'll be like, well, I'm the judge and jury. I'm like, so the judge and jury, right? I confirm it again. Guess why do you think I said, is this judge, want them here, or judge and jury? They say judge and jury, and then I say it again. Why do you think I reconfirm it again?
Sometimes people will go back on their phone.
Boom. So later on, we're going to do it again. But guess what that does? It decreases the likelihood of them trying to use that. We've already got that out the way. See, there's a book called Persuasion. People think sales is about persuasion. Persuasion is you trying to like talk somebody into doing something against what they may been initially about to do. I don't agree with that. And most customers resent it. I used to think sales was about the gift of gab, and it's not. It's about the gift of listening. Make sure that you check out the Selling for Success sales training portal. It has sales training courses, audios, videos, manuals, everything you need to catapult your sales results to a whole new level. So remember, check out sellingforsuccess.org, the sales training portal. I'm Brian Maxwell saying again, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you at the top.